Are you serious? Are you serious, folks? Welcome to this broadcast, a very special broadcast today. We're going to be talking about the mental health of the Americans going through this coronavirus pandemic, and that literally the stress that people are in, the depression, the anxieties, the feeling of the world closing in on some, the germophobic feelings and out of control feelings in a controlled environment. Some people are having major mental breakdowns, and suicide rates have never been higher. How is this happening to us, and what can we do to fix this, or what are some things we need to know that we need to learn to overcome the fears of the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic? Well, our good friend Ronnie McMullen is with us today from GetTheT.com. That's www.GetTheT.com. Ronnie, welcome aboard and help me out, Ronnie.
How you doing, Pastor? It's a great day.
The sun is shining. Let me just say this. We had a couple tornadoes in Indiana, but sun is shining today, a little cool, wind's blowing, but it feels good. My daffodils are blooming. I saw a robin in the yard. Cardinals are eating out of Heidi's bird feeder. I feel like things is turning around, okay? I got the energy going in the right direction, but I'm still sheltered in place. Help me, Ronnie.
Okay, so a lot of us are having fear, we're having panic, we're having some emotions that we haven't felt for a long time or maybe never ever felt it before. But the first thing we do is walk out into our backyard if we can and check out the birds. Look up into the sky. Now here's something, we've talked about geoengineering before. Geoengineering is at its least right now, and the reason it's at its least, in my opinion, is because if they fly over us dropping a bunch of chemicals, we're going to see them because all of air travel is pretty much shut down right now. I mean, there's a few planes flying, but it's way shut down. So then they're going to kind of expose themselves. So we kind of get a break from the chemicals that are being dropped on our head. So that's a great thing. We're going to breathe a lot better. So that's a very good thing. But when it comes to fear for the COVID, I think people get the idea, Pastor, that like this thing is in the bushes. And so if you were taking a walk, it's going to jump out of the bushes, jump on you, go up your nostrils, into your mouth, choke you to death and give you COVID-19. And it's not how it is. As the temperature climbs, when we hit the 80-degree mark, the virus is going to go extinct. So it doesn't like hot temperatures. It doesn't like humid temperatures. So that's something to be thinking about. And the other thing is we have to realize that our brains are now, it's going to sound funny, so maybe it's supposed to be funny. Our brains are now have to work. We can't go with body movement. We have to go with brain power right now. And the brain power, if we're eating junk and eating the wrong thing, we're not feeding our brain. And our brain is the one that's going to start saying, you're in panic, you're in fear, you're in trouble, this is bad, this is the end of the world. It is not, in my opinion, the end of the world. This could be the beginning of a new world, something better. And if we think positive, and people are going to, if you think positive, positive will come. You'll bring it right to you. Now, here's the kicker. Do we want to have mind over matter? Okay, which we've heard that before. Or are we going to have matter, which is our body, over mind? So our body starts saying, I'm in trouble. I can't breathe. My chest is tight. And you can actually throw yourself into a problem. And I notice there's a lot of people, when they just kind of feel a little lousy, they run into the hospital to get a COVID-19 test. This is fear. This is panic. This is something that it's the wrong way to go. Going to the hospital is only going to consume more people and put them in trouble. And put you in trouble. The hospital is a great breeding ground, by the way. So you want to just kind of mellow out and remember, okay, that God is in this. God is within us. So God is in this. If that is true, then why are we so crazily full of fear?
Something about the hospitals or the breeding ground is so true. I just read a report this morning in Italy. The doctors are saying that, and there's 5 hospitals right now in Italy that are completely been quarantined. Don't go near them, okay? What happened was a lot of coronavirus was in the hospitals, and then people was coming to the hospital who didn't have it, then was contracting it. They were coming there for other reasons, and now they're getting it. Part of the reasons, it's just they couldn't, maybe they don't have as good of procedures, infectious control procedures. I don't know. Okay, I don't want to blame people, but the hospitals are a dangerous place for MRSA. We know this for a lot of other different contractual diseases. So you're right. We don't get nervous and run every 5 minutes to the doctor. We got to mellow out a little bit and really start to get clear our heads, don't we, Ronnie?
Absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. This has kind of been blown out of proportion. Do we have deaths? Yes, we do. And I am so sorry for anybody that's lost a loved one or a friend in this virus. But what they're not telling us, Pastor, is they're saying, oh, so-and-so died of COVID-19, so-and-so died of COVID-19, so-and-so died of COVID, and we broadcast day and night. Our news medias are, well, I'll be nice, but they're not doing their job right. They're producing fear, and then we'll talk about what fear does to a body. But so they're releasing fear, but they're sitting there and they're talking about COVID-19 and, oh, so-and-so's got it and they just died, and movie star so-and-so, and they just died. Here's what they're not telling us. They're not telling us, did they die of COVID-19 or did they die of other complications from another problem that they had? And most of the people, not all, but most of the people are dying from another part of their body that had a problem. For instance, people that have had cancer and beat it, well, they don't have a lot of antibodies. So guess what? When this comes along, they're in trouble. Now, that doesn't mean if you beat cancer that you're going to get it and you're going to die. Don't go there. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying some people, and every body, okay, is different. So what I'm saying is, and here's the kicker, I'm going to give you an out, okay? This is an out. The out is your mind. Now, the mind controls the placebo effect of your body. So the doctor says here, I mean, think about this. If they passed out sugar pills in the hospital and said, by the way, we just got a brand new drug, and this drug is beating COVID-19. It's about a 98% success rate. Here you go. Here's 2 pills. Do you know that the success rate of those people that are very sick, how they would recover would be mind-blowing? Why? Because of a sugar pill? No, because of the mind. The mind basically says, oh, we're going to take this pill and we're going to be well, which means you don't need the pill. If you just think that you're going to be well, that you are not going to contact. My wife said, Ronnie, you don't seem to be worried about. I go into Costco, I'll wait in line, and yeah, it's a bummer. And pretty soon, I don't know, maybe they're going to put machine guns at the doors. I don't care. I'm going to go in there, get my stuff, and come out. But here's the thing: I don't wear gloves. Gloves helps you contract back and forth with the disease, so that's kind of weird. I don't know why they're telling people to wear gloves. It just makes things get worse. And I don't wear a mask. Now, I'm not going to go love and kiss on somebody, but on the same token, I don't wear a mask because all I'm going to do is produce more fear. If your mind says you won't get it, the chances of you getting slim down immensely, and that is the truth.
You know, it is true, folks. The battle for the soul is in the mind. The battleground of the soul is in the mind. It's the same thing with contraction of diseases or anything. You know, the Bible tells us, Psalms 91, believe the word of God. It says, no plague shall come nigh thy dwelling. Okay, it's very powerful to speak life and not death. Folks, this is Ronnie McMullen. He's with us today from GetTheT.com. That's www.GetTheT.com. Or you can call an order in for some of his great supplements. He has monthly specials like, look at this one, Super Tea and the 8th Element in a combo deal. He's also, look at that, Super Tea and the Heart Love. I got both of those right here. Look at this, slashing the prices, combination deal. Folks, pick up the phone. You can do a call-in order right now at 928-308-0408. That's 928-308-0408. And I got my Allison. I'm taking my Allison faithfully, Ronnie. I don't have a sniffle. I don't have a snuffle. I don't have nothing. I feel great.
Allison is an enhancer of the immune system. So is Heart Love, and so is the 8th Element. I always tease. I go, hey, dude, try shrooms. Well, it is. Cordyceps is the mushrooms, and they're very healing. Everybody's always kind of thought it just does weird things to you. These are healing. So they do great things. And if it helps build your immune system, if it helps oxygenate you, then you're on the right path. The number one thing with fear, let's talk about that for a second when we're talking about fear. And this is why you don't want to have it, is because fear will bring you to the fight or flight, which means you're either going to run from something or you're going to fight it. Okay. And either one, you're probably not going to be doing real good. It's for like if you were to go out camping and a grizzly bear went into your camp and was getting ready to attack you, all of a sudden you're going to kick in with fear and you're going to have cortisol released. You're going to have glucose released. You have adrenals released, and that's going to give you the energy to run faster than anybody in any marathon. You're going to be just boom, Johnny on the spot moving. No matter what you weigh or how out of shape you are, you're going to be a rocket ship. And that's because your body is giving you the juice to do this. Now, here's the problem. If you have fear, this juice is released all the time, and your body's not meant to run on this all the time, which means your body becomes chemically imbalanced, and your chemical imbalance means you make wrong decisions. You don't think right. You don't think straight. Everything looks really huge and out of proportion. Oh my gosh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. No, you're not. No, you're not. You know, you just got bit by a bee. Oh, okay. Well, that's not so bad. Right. So point being is you want to make sure, and for those of you that are going, Ronnie, I can't shake this fear. I can't shake it. I can't shake it. I'll teach you a little something. Go to the store, get yourself some melatonin, try to find something around 10 milligrams. And I don't carry this. I will carry it sometime. And take yourself a melatonin. Now, a lot of people say this is for sleep, but it actually reduces cortisol in your body, which brings you into a chemical balance.
So Ronnie, people are having panic attacks. I mean, the suicide hotlines are just ringing off the hook. More people committed suicide last week in Tennessee than died of the coronavirus. Panic attacks. Some are crawling in a corner. They're pulling down the shades. They're pulling. They can't function. Some can't breathe. Okay, they're smothering. They can't breathe from fear. I mean, this is serious. And I mean, make some tea. You know, I mean, can your bodily function start to shut down on you if you get overwhelmed by this fear?
Well, first of all, don't pull the shades down. Keep the shades up. Sunlight is very important. Huge important. And stand out, go out inside, stand in the sun for a little bit. You're not going to get a virus from standing in the sun. And let the D3 kind of kick in there, because that's really important for you. And the other thing is when, the tea is great for cleansing your digestion and all of that. And that makes things, when you're going to build an immune supporter and put an immune supporter in there in your body, it's going to take a lot better if your body's clean. Now, if you are eating sugar, okay, any kind of sugar whatsoever, you are suppressing your immune system. So I know we all have our sugar attacks. Keep it as low as you can right now, just to make sure. And there's all kinds of great things that you can take. I put, I've got a whole button for immune support on my website. And these are not going to necessarily, like save your life. A lot of people, this is the sad thing, is they'll go, okay, I've got the sickness now. I want to take some things. Well, it's not like you're going to take some stuff and all of a sudden it's going to go away. It will shorten it, but it will not necessarily go away. So you're much better off taking it before you get it. There you go. You know what I mean? It's like once the bank robber's in the bank, it's a pain in the butt to take care of it. But if you can lock the doors and keep the bank robber out, life is good. Just think of it that way. You want to keep the intruder out. So keep your doors locked, and that's what your immune system does. It makes sure that when the pathogen comes, that the pathogen is destroyed. So this is kind of really what you want to do. And as far as fear goes, call a loved one, And here's another thing, and Pastor, you're going to jump in on this one. So if we truly are people of God and God is within us, my question here, Pastor, would be, how can we possibly be so fearful if the end of the world was coming? I do not believe it's coming. But if it was coming, we would be meeting our Maker. We would be meeting God. We would be one with God. Why is that so scary? Why is it so scary to have fear when we're not supposed to? Fear not. So help me, Pastor, why as Christians, we should be the leaders of the people right now, because the people that don't have God, don't believe in God, are lost. We should be able to lead them into that sunny room and say, look, there's hope. There's a goodness here. Let me tell you about it. Why are people so fearful when they supposedly know God?
It is a great question. Well, I think what's happened is there's been this belief that, the world at some point comes to an end. I'm not worried about that. That's for somebody else. And so when things start to fall apart or unravel around us, we start freaking out because wow, this thing's really happening. And part of the problem people do is this fear of the unknown. They're afraid of what they've never experienced. Or it's the unknown is what's bringing fear. What we must do is what you just said. You have to replace fear with faith. You don't have enough room in your heart for fear and faith. One is the dominant. You have to choose which one that's going to be. Are you people of faith or are you people of fear? I choose faith. And then it doesn't matter what you throw at me because I'm not operating in fear, but we're operating in faith. And that will help your healing, your mental health, everything about you will be stronger if you walk by faith and not by fear. And Ronnie, you're right. We got to lead these people into the sunny room. I agree with you. Matter of fact, this is Ronnie McMullen. He's at getthetea.com. That's www.getthetea.com. If you're going to place an order for some of his great tea, and I got 2 of them here. Check this out. Got the regular tea. This is his number one item. I know this. It's great. I love the taste. And he's got the pomegranate. And those of you who know anything about how God has used the pomegranate tree and pomegranate seed, and the pomegranates were even on the skirts of the priestly garment. It's amazing how the pomegranate plays such a biblical role. But he has both of these teas. They both are good. And Ronnie, we can get them if we call the number 928-308-0408. Tell us a little bit about these teas and tell us why you brought forth this super tea, pomegranate.
Well, first of all, I love the taste of pomegranate. It has a lot of spiritual meaning as well. You kind of caught that. But it's the same strength as the super tea. It just has a little bit of flavoring. And it also has just a teeny bit of stevia in it, so it's a little bit sweet. Not sweet tea, but my other tea is not bitter, but it just has a little kick of sweetness to it. And both of these work on your digestive system, cleansing out the intruders. And you don't want intruders in your body, especially from the chemicals that we have in our food and our water and our air. This is going to help you get clean and keep you healthy. The name of the game is health. And going back to the brain and the placebo effect, pharmaceutical companies, their number one thing that they've got to overcome is the placebo. So this is why they alter papers, because most of the time they cannot beat the mind. And that's wild to think that. So if that's true, that means our mind is a part of our healing process. Now, could that possibly be, and you can help me out here, Pastor, could that possibly be that the mind is connected to the heart and Christ is within us? And if Christ is within us, then he's basically saying, here, I will heal you. Feed me the right stuff and I will heal you. I can do this. Okay? And if we are not a people of faith and we're people of fear, isn't it Christ that says, fear not? So if we're putting fear into ourselves from situations of our environment, and who says, just for fun here, let's throw this one out there. Who says that the numbers are what they are? Has the government ever counted right in the first place? Has the CDC ever counted right in the first place? I remember some other pandemics that never were pandemics. So don't trust everything you hear on the media. Trust your heart. And this is not a time for us to have fear. This is a time for us to have faith. And depression kicks in when we have fear. Mucho depression. And what are we depressed about? Think about that. We're depressed that what? That we can't leave our home? We can. They haven't said we can't take walks, so we can leave our home. They said we can't be super close with people right now. Well, that's probably a good idea. Nothing wrong with that. And so if you take things more lightly, even though they might be heavy, you can't go to the store, and buy yourself a shirt. Okay, well, guess what? You just saved 20 or 30 bucks. So you're money in the bank. I mean, if you look at, and here's what's really funny. You go to the grocery store and the shelves are white, and I've done this. I've gone to the grocery stores and sure enough, a lot of the shelves are it's really bad out there. But do you know what I noticed, Pastor? You go to the organic section over there in the old produce section, it's stuffed.
Yeah.
And that's the food that will give you the best bump for your money. So I think it's funny. It's like, the shelves are empty, but you go to the organic section, and everything organic there it's packed. And I go, oh my gosh, it's a free-for-all. I can get whatever I need here. And that is what is going to make you healthy from the environment.
It really is, and it's really good that this is happening, that people are maybe recognized. I think people are becoming more conscious, are going to become a whole lot more conscious about what they eat. Okay, yes. I'm not happy about
awakening.
Yeah.
And here's one too, Pastor. Did you know this? Toilet paper will not build your immune system.
No, it will not. Well, why in the world was the toilet paper apocalypse ever start? I mean, look, I understand that the coronavirus, and of course, New York City being eat alive with it right now as far as that's concerned. I realize there's some really hot spots, but at the same time, most of the country is pretty well maybe positioned better because of how they're spread out and people are kind of following the rules and are watching the social distancing. It's a little hard to do in New York City. I realize that. They're stacked on top of each other, and they also were a little late getting started, and that's where it really broke loose. But to your point, Ronnie, if you just take a deep breath, your mind does feed your heart. Matter of fact, there's even part of your heart has a mind to it as well. I mean, Jesus said, trust in me with all your heart, your soul, your strength, and your mind. He separates that heart from mind. He has two major entities. He doesn't say with your foot and your toe and your knee. That heart and that mind. So the soulical part of us, the spiritual part of us, both of them, he really wants to get all of that. And if we give Christ all of that, he'll give us all he has. And healing, the Bible says that the Son of Righteousness shall rise with healing in his wings. And part of that is some of the, good, better eating supplements, things we need to do to take care of our body. And what about, a lot of people get nervous, Ronnie, you grab a bag of chips, Doritos, dip it. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
Your body doesn't recognize Doritos as food. It says, what's this? I'm still hungry. That's why you go through 5 bags of chips and never get full. It's very, it's very important for us to have our brain firing on all cylinders in this time and start talking positive. Start thinking positive and watch your world turn around. Okay, as you think, so is a man. So point being is you become what you think. So if you're, and a lot of times we have little pity parties. I'm sorry, we do. And there's nothing like a good pity party, but just make sure you don't spend too much more than about 5 minutes doing it and get out of it. Help somebody else. I went in the post office the other day and everybody was like, oh, and they're wearing their masks and a couple people, you could just see it was kind of a gloomy. And this one man just kept talking about how it's so bad and everything's closing down and everything, and I turned it around and I just turned around and I said, this will pass. This is going to be we're almost out of it. So even though the media is pushing everything, negative, we are almost out of this, guys. And guess what? When we're out of it, we're going to look back and we're going to say, that wasn't that bad. Yes, people died and that's a terrible thing. And I feel very bad, but it could have been millions of people died. I mean, if you look at the Spanish flu that happened back in 1918, you're talking about 50 to 70 million people died. 50 to 70 million people died. We are nowhere near that. Nowhere, and nor will we be that. So things are not as bad as they seem. Put a smile on your face, help somebody else. That's another kicker. If we give to someone else and we give, even if it's your dog, go play with your dog. If you give, then God will let you receive and you'll receive joy. So give out, help somebody else, put a smile on their face, and watch it turn around and put a smile on your face.
And it really is true that way. I mean, because when you start to, whatever seeds you sow is with the harvest you reap. And yes. the more positive confession you make, the more positive results you get. It's just, and show love one to another, calm someone else's nerves. People are going to call. I mean, our phone has rung off the hook at our ministry, Ronnie, with people crying, breaking down, tears. And Heidi has spent a lot of time, and so has a couple of our other ladies on the phones, soothing people and helping people and praying with people. And I've got guys, I got people call me up saying, Pastor, man, I said things about you I didn't mean. I mean, I just really want to clear my conscience. I said, look, I didn't hear you say it. I'm not mad at you. Don't worry about it. It's really good, though. Maybe there's a cleansing going on here right now. So, again, folks, Ronnie McMullen's here. Ronnie McMullen from GetTheT.com. He's got great products. Let's look at these specials he has. Folks, good, healthy supplements for your body. You can order online at his website at www.getthet.com, or you can call in an order at 928-308-0408. Look at this monthly special. He's running the Super T and the 8th Element combination. He's cut that price down to $50. And then he's got the Super T and Heart Love combination. What is the story about the Heart Love that you love? And again, slashes that price. What's so great about the Heart Love here, Ronnie?
Heart Love has got allicin in it, and we know the allicin advanced. This has got allicin in it. It's got bilberry, which kind of helps a little bit with the eyes. It's got curcumin in it, which is really awesome products. And it's got pine bark in it. So this thing is a beautiful cardiovascular immune builder. And if you're building your immune, you're going to set yourself up for a better way to go. And I want to address real quick PTSD, people that are having panic attacks, because I've been there before, and you can't help what's going on. And I'll tell you how to get out. Breathe. And you're going to say, that's a cheap. No, listen to me. Take a big breath through your nose, fill up your whole inside, hold it for a second, and blow it out your mouth. As slow as you can. Do that 10 or 15 times, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times a day, and watch that stuff go away. I'm serious as a heart attack. Oh, well, maybe you don't want to be that serious, but I'm pretty serious.
All right. And Ronnie, isn't it also, you have a product also, Ocean Sleep. Because I'm hearing people say they can't sleep. They're, what I'm saying? They get the jitters. They're freaking out. They're drinking more. They're home. Kids are crawling on the walls now. We got some folks that are really freaking out. And I've been predicting that there's going to be a baby boom come December. There's going to have to be more kids. There'll be a new baby boom. That didn't work.
Is that called pro-life?
I'm being pro. Yeah, I'm totally being pro-life here. Okay. I'm sure the left may not be happy with me at this moment, but they've probably caused now a baby boom. But let me ask you a question. People they can't rest, they can't sleep. Is there anything you got to kind of help them on that?
Yeah, Ocean Sleep obviously is something that will help you. And it's not going to be like if you take a couple Ocean Sleeps that all of a sudden you're just completely zonked out, gone. It just relaxes your body, and it's natural. It's from the sea, so it just kind of helps you. And actually, it's got a little bit of sea urchin in it, which is really kind of a cool thing. And it just mellows you out a little bit and lets you slows your mind down a little bit, lets you go to sleep. And so we've had a lot of people and there's a few other benefits there, but I'll let you find those out. But there's some great stuff with the Ocean Sleep. And in this time zone right now, it's really important to just eat right, feed your brain. And the more you feed your brain, the less stress and the less gunk you're going to have. And feed it with organic foods and veggies and greens. Don't do a lot of processed foods. And I know that, it's a little slim pickings out there, but don't do a lot of processed foods, and make sure you limit your sugar. But get your greens in there, and I'm telling you, you're going to feel a lot better. And supplements will kind of kick it over, building your immune. And there's a lot of the greens, by the way, that'll build your immune as well. So again, you're just double dipping, you might say.
And folks, if you get some rest, that also builds your immune system.
Yes.
That's the best way. Good eating and a lot of rest calm yourself down. Just relax, get a book, read it, grab the Bible, read it in the evenings. A lot of times people say, I worry, brother, I fall asleep. Well, get the Bible then. I mean, if anything, read Leviticus or something and then see if you can get through it.
That was a shot.
Do what you got to do, but get some rest, get feeling better. Oh, folks. Hey, Ronnie. Okay. Folks, gettheT.com. Read Psalms then. Read Psalms with some soft, relaxing music.
Oh man, I'm sorry. That one was funny. This is now turned comedy show.
Again, gettheT.com, guys. Go over there right now. Hurry and get there today. www.gettheT.com. And you've got time. Obviously, you're home. Go to gettheT.com. Use that promo code Paul. Okay, I think that gets you some free shipping. Is that right, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Leviticus, that was the end of Ronnie.
Leviticus might need ocean sleep. Maybe we need to somehow.
All you gotta do is take ocean sleep and try to read the book of Leviticus. You'll go to sleep. I promise.
We'll go to bed.
Oh man.
I can't see.
I can't.